Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give our praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Hawashai, Bahashem, Horakah, Hakadash, and double honors to our apostles and elders at Grand Millstone who taught us the truth. Peace and salutations to you, brethren. You know what I'm saying? Let's pushing His word across the four corners, across the whole entire globe. The four corners of the earth, with all truth and sincerity by Hashem, Harakah, Hakadash. You know, and once again, the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, is making the line, thinner, man. The doors of mercies is swiftly closing, man. Yeah, you still got Jake bullshit. You still got Jake, bullshit, acting an ass, still choosing to be ignorant, still choosing to be ignorant, still, stumbling over obvious things that they shouldn't be stumbling over, stumbling over things to where, it's obvious, man, like you shouldn't have tripped up right there, but here it is, our people are being tripped up by the dumbest shit. One major stumbling block, as of late, recently, the MOTB. C-hit, man. It's gonna keep coming out, because why? Because we are, first and foremost, we're in the last days, the last seconds of the last days. The final seconds of the last days. And secondly, it's about to happen, Lord willing, this year. It's about to come through, Lord willing, this year, man. Because how is it, it's just January. It's just the start of January. And the pressure and the highly anticipation is being, first started off as, a C-hip. Because what are they talking about, in the WEF councils that was going on, I think, last week, for the whole week, with different meetings and shit, it was talking about the CBDC, deal with the digital currency, and it was bringing up, a presentation on tracking your brain waves, man. Tracking your brain waves, functioning through society, through work, all being led to, a device, a grain, the size of a grain of rice implanted under your skin. That's what's being talked about, at the WF council. Same time, I'm telling you, 2023 is getting ready to enter into a major recession, and see, if you ain't up on game, on what Esau's trying to do with the CBDC, to reset this whole entire dollar and make everything digital. But to see Jake is being, ignorant. Jake is being ignorant. Jake is choosing to be ignorant and tripping up, by these things. This is, this is Malachi chapter 3, verse 18. Then shall ye return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serveth the Most High and him that serveth him not. Our people right now are confused. Confused whether, to follow the right way. We should start with the elders and apostles at Great Millstone. On down to the brethren that push the light doctrine, because we're on the same spirit, and see, and these are the men whom Yahweh Hashem Yahushai has set up upon the earth, teach you the right way, man. Isaiah 30, and I'll get that. It's like, Isaiah chapter 30, verse 20. And though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teacher be removed into a corner any more. But thine eyes shall see thy teachers, and thy ears shall hear a word behind thee saying, this is the way, walk ye in it. When you turn to the right hand, when you turn to the left, you know, and this is the way, walk ye in it. You know what I'm saying? The Lord has set forth, you know, teachers upon the face of the earth. You see, the Lord is not ordaining the majority of the masses of the people, you know, to take heed to his, you know, teachers, man. You know, the men that he set up upon the earth, but rather his election that he preordained to find, you know, and they're gonna cleave to this way, and they're gonna hear that voice, man. You know, that this is the way, walk ye in it. You know, and something they spirit, you know, is just gonna click, it's just gonna hook to them, like, hey, you know, like this gotta be the truth. You know, because this is the truth, man. And you know, few there be that find it. Like that video, you know, that lesson that, you know, other Apostle Tahar did just recently, you know, he entitled it, you know, how this is a stumbling block. You know, how this, you know, this whole, you know, MOTB is, you know, the MOTB is sin bullshit. That's a stumbling block. You know? And he entitled his lesson, how this is a stumbling block unto those that's not found written in the book of life. Which is facts, man. The Lord doesn't want you to understand it, man. The Lord wants you to get tripped up on some, you know, some whack ass doctrine like that, man. You know, the scriptures tell you that he shall send them strong delusion, man. The Lord's gonna choose your delusions, man. People are, you know, don't know that you know, that you're being led by delusions. You're delusional because the evidence is, you know, is clear as day. There's so much evidence on what it is. You know what I'm saying, bro? There's no fucking excuse. There's no excuse, man. And the Spirit is gonna keep us harping on it. Because why? Because this is a very deadly, important prophecy, man. This is the hour of temptation we're talking about, man. And these prophets are warning the people and preparing their congregation for what's coming, man. These false prophets. These niggas, man. Because they know what they're doing, man. They are intentionally not telling you the right thing, man. Because there's news coming out that these guys, you know, behind closed doors, they, you know, they call upon the true name of the Lord, but to the congregation, they give you some bullshit, Most High Christ bless, this and that. You know? Ezekiel 13. And, Ezekiel 13 and 5. That's like Ezekiel 13 and 2. Son of man, prophesy against the prophets of Israel that prophesy. And say thou unto them that prophesy out of their own hearts. Hear ye the word of the Lord. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh. Woe unto the foolish prophets that follow their own spirit and have seen nothing. O Israel, thy prophets are like the foxes in the deserts, man. Yeah, man. And these guys, they, you know, they follow in their own spirit. They going after their own heart. They into their own understanding. You know, and just winging it, man. You know, because why? Because the spirit is truly not in them, man. How about Shemiyah Shai? You know, his spirit's not dealing with them. You know, so they figured, you know, as long as they continue to make money off this thing, you know, why not just fucking keep on going and do, and do things, and do things for the gain of their pockets, man. You know? Because they don't care about the truth, man. They don't care about, feeding you the correct 100% truth, things pertaining unto salvation, man. They don't care, man. They don't fucking care. And really, these guys are going up some other way, man. You know, they establishing, you know, their foundation on Most High Christ bless. You know, some other way. A lot of people, you see. I did a lesson, you know, pretty much saying, you know, how we are getting down to the wire, man. It's coming down to the wire, and the evidence is coming out more and more and more. And Jake is calling out on y'all bullshit, man. You know, you got non-Israelites that see it, man. The average everyday Joe understands that very soon hips is going to be, you know, made mandatory upon the face of the earth. Esau going to be coming down with the mandatory, you know, micro C hip. And the average Joe knows this, man. The average peon knows this, man. But you other camps, like, y'all have demons on you, man. You have spirits on you. And, you know, the only way, you know, it is to repent, man. You know what I'm saying? But see, Jake is not realizing that, man. Because the Lord wants him to be stuck like that. You know? Ezekiel 13:5. 13 and 3. Thus said the Lord Yahweh, woe unto the foolish prophets that follow their own spirit and have seen nothing. Yeah, man, you niggas, like I said, they winging it. About their own, their own understanding, their own ways. They straight winging it, man. They winging it, and they don't really give a shit, man. You know, they're going off their own hearts. They're just making up bullshit and just really find themselves to be, adding to the scriptures, man. They're both adding and they're both taking away, man. You're adding to the scriptures and you're taking away from the scriptures. That's already two offenses. And for and you're doing that against the most serious, extremely urgent, future prophecy. But you guys don't care, man. These are the same guys that's doing, celebrating parties at the Passover and shit. Music blasting and dancing at the Passover and whatnot. So, happy and smiley and shit. But these are the same guys, man. To see it, man. Whatever the Lord brings forth, because like March 2020, after the Passover, shit got cracking fast. Shit got popping fast, man. Like damn, everything shut down. March 2020, right after the Passover. It's crazy. Right after the Passover. Saying? Right after the Passover. Hey, Lord willing, hey man, all we can do is sit back and wait patiently and see what the Lord has to offer. What's He gonna bring, forward into this year. And from the signs, it's not looking too pretty. That's just judging out the signs, man. You know. But going back, man. You know, Ezekiel 13 and 3. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, woe unto the foolish prophets that follow their own spirit and have seen nothing. O Israel, thy prophets are like the foxes in the desert. Ye have not gone up into the gaps, neither made up the hedge for the house of Israel to stand in the battle in the day of the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. The prophets are sly like the foxes. You know, it's like I'm roughly paraphrasing. You know, the prophets are, are like the foxes in the desert, man. Because see, a fox is a cunning, sly animal, man. You know, it's slick. You know, and Jake is, these false leaders, these false pastors, they got ulterior motives, man. They got, internal intentions to deceive you, man. Because they're getting paid to do so. They're getting paid, their pockets are getting greased up from their daddy Esau, man. 501c3 charter. Well, I think they're talking about, Christ this, Christ that. Diverting from the prophecies. Their main goal is, is to what? It's to build up schools in Babylon the Great. It's just bullshit, man. They ain't really talking about and pushing the kingdom like that, man. They ain't really pushing forth the destruction of Babylon the Great, and the second coming of Yahweh Shai and his kingdom. Man, you niggas are, vain game. You niggas is all about, just gaining glory for yourself. How about Shemi outside? Scripture says our judgment is going to start at his house, man. What's his house? Those that's in the circumcision. Get that. First Peter chapter 4, 17. For the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of the Most High. And if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel, man? Hey, judgment starts with me. Judgment starts at us first, man. Yahweh Hashem Shai getting on their ass quickly, man. Those that's calling themselves to be Israelites. And, really, his election, if you start, man, the brothers can testify to this, man. If you do something fucked up, you instantly, you instantly get judged. If you go off, the Lord instantly judges you, man. And you fear and you repent, and the Lord heal you, man. You know what I'm saying? And it trickles down, on those, on down to those that's calling themselves Israelites. That's, and see, here it is. You got guys that's making extreme offenses, man, against the Lord and against His chosen, man, against His prophets, His servants. Extreme offenses, man, against His word, against the Lord's name, and slandering His servants, the prophets, man. Guys that's calling themselves Israelites. Judgment's coming, man. And we know. That's why, hey, we try to get the blood off our hands, because if we don't warn and rebuke and tell you, and we know the precepts, on that prophet that didn't warn the flock, man. Didn't warn the sheep, man. Their blood's gonna be required on your hands. And these guys know what they're doing, man. They